guys, last video we went through another piece of backpacking gear, and this week, or this time, whatever, we're going to go through my first aid kit. So let me get comfortable and we'll sit down and we'll figure out what all's in this first aid kit. You hear that sizzling in the background, that's just I'm boiling some water for some coffee. But, so, let's check out the first aid kit coming up. Hope you guys stay with me. Okay guys, let's just go through this real quick. What we got here is just a basic little first aid kit. I don't go for the great big ones. If you want the container, that would be the only reason that I would buy a traditional first aid kit, just because the majority of them, you're not really getting a whole lot for the money. You're getting a whole bunch of band-aids basically, and so a couple little salves and a couple things like that. But a lot of it you're never going to use. And there's a couple things in here I brought just so I can show you that I don't normally carry. So let's kind of take this all out of here. Alright. Oh, the first thing that's not inside the Ziploc is some super glue. And this is super glue that's got a little brush on it. But believe it or not, this is something I probably use the most. And this one, actually, believe it or not, is purple when you first apply it, and then it dries clear so you can tell when it's dry. But it is great for when you get a really bad cut. You can put a little bit of super glue on it and close that cut up and hold it shut until the glue sets up, and you're basically good to go. I cut my hands on a regular basis at my job, and my hands are all the time chewed up and torn up just from the kind of work that I do. And this comes in very, very handy. So I always carry some of this when I'm backpacking. If I did have a really bad knife cut, that would be the way I would fix it. So, some super glue. The couple things that I would recommend you do not bring most of the time is moleskin. I just don't think it works all that well. And they also have like other blister kits that a lot of it is, it's kind of chintzy in my opinion. The best way to keep you from getting blisters is make sure you change your socks. If you need to, wear 2 pairs of socks. And if you're starting to get a spot on your foot that's, you know, it feels hot and it kind of hurts, get some of this. This is just regular athletic tape. You can buy it at any drugstore or Walmart, Safeway, anything like that. You put some of this on it. It's smooth enough on this side that the friction cuts down and it's actually sliding on the tape instead of the spot on your foot. But the moleskin just slides off and then it doesn't do any good or anything, so I recommend you use this stuff. But that's just me. Everybody's got their own little thing. But some of this. And you can also use this for taping your ankles. You can use this as a bandage. I mean, this stuff's great. And 4 rolls of it's only like $5 or something, so it's not that expensive either. Okay, so this is the stuff I would not bring, so we're going to hide this so you guys don't look at it. Now, believe it or not, a tampon. And in another video, oops, I'm opening it up. In another video, I'll show you all the wonderful things you can do with a tampon. You'd be shocked all the things you can do with a tampon besides what it was made for. A snake bite kit. I know right now it's in the wintertime, but it's still in here from the summertime. So, snake bite kit. An emergency blanket, and a lot of people would carry this. Oops, I'm about losing my coffee. Sorry about that, guys. An emergency blanket. A lot of people would carry this in their survival kit. I carry it in my first aid kit because in a survival situation, or you know, when somebody does get injured really badly, that's when you're going to need this most of the time. I do carry just a couple band-aids, and I carry the cloth ones. They're a little bit more expensive, but once you put them on, you almost can't get them off. And most time when you're back in the mountains and you do put a band-aid on, your hands or your feet or wherever you're putting the band-aid, it's going to be a lot harder to keep it on. So that's why I carry them, get the cloth ones. I got a couple emergency immune packets, you know, just something to kind of get you up and moving if you're not feeling very good, your stomach's hurting, you just, I don't feel very good, I feel sick. A couple of these. You got some vitamin C in them, you got all kinds of good vitamins and everything, keep you on the run. So that's what, a couple of those, a little bit of Motrin, some Benadryl, and I've got the liquid ones, so they're fast acting if somebody did get stung by a bee or had some kind of allergic reaction to something they ate, or just a few of these. It's a good idea. Some alcohol pads just to kind of sterilize an area. A little bit of ibuprofen. I know, because you got a headache. I know you could just do what I told you in one of the other videos. Get some willow bark, but it's handy to have. And also some butterfly and some maxi strips. No, not maxi strip. What are they called? Oh, it's sort of like it's like another kind of a butterfly. Sorry, not maxi pads. What am I saying? It's basically the same kind of a thing as a butterfly. Just another way to like take care of a really bad wound. I've heard people that carry sutures. I used to do that, but most of the time, you're not going to be doing surgery when you're back in the middle of nowhere. You just need something to get it closed up and get yourself on the move. And most of the time, all you need for that, really, is some super glue. But these do come in really handy if it was a really bad wound to get it closed up until you can get the super glue on it. Because if it's really bad, you're going to have a hard time holding it shut and applying the super glue. So, that's about all that I carry in my first aid kit. Everybody's kind of got their own thing of what they would carry. I put all of mine in this little Ziploc bag, so it kind of keeps the weather out, keeps it nice and dry, so it keeps it clean. And I've seen a lot of these that mostly what is in it is a whole bunch of bandages and gauze pads. And when are you going to use a gauze pad? When you're back in the mountains and you cut yourself? Or you're not going to use a gauze pad. Unless you're getting surgery done at the hospital, most of the time the majority of what's in those little first aid kits is not going to be used. Just my opinion. And I used to carry one of those little first aid kits everywhere, and then when I did get hurt, I dug through it and they only had 4 band-aids in it, or mostly it was a bunch of stuff that I didn't even need, so I ended up pitching most of what was in it and get my own. Oops. And I also have heard people say that there's no tweezers in here. You're right, there isn't. That's what I have a really good knife for. A really sharp knife, and you know what you're doing, most of the time you can get it out easier with a really sharp knife. So, thanks guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're a new watcher and you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And even if you're not a new viewer, if you're just one of my normal subscribers and you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But if you are new, please hit that subscribe button up in the upper right hand corner if you already haven't subscribed. Thanks guys, see ya, bye.